everybody, what's up? It's Tipping the Scales. I'm your girl, Shay Dawson.
I'm Tania Rivers, and Shay Dawson is already acting up, and I'm laughing. I can't even get out our intro because she is wild.
I am wild, and I love it.
I love it too.
2023.
I love it.
New me, new frames,
Yeah.
and even wilder. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, pair I wear. Loving it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't play with me.
I woke
Got
up.
the black today.
Oh, you do look cute with the black.
Thank you.
I woke up a little annoyed because I'm not
I
going to
knew
call
you were
her.
going to go here.
Well, we talk about everything on our pod,
do.
okay?
That we do.
And those of you who are watching on YouTube, you're like, oh, T, no more curls. So yeah, I got a little cut layer. It's cute. You guys can't really see it as much,
So
but
cute. Got that natural out.
it's cute. However, I got my hair dyed, and what I asked for was like a nice ombre with some copper tones and some dark brown and some sandy brown highlights. So like a ombre of those three colors. And what I
your
got,
normal tea colors,
my normal tea colors. And what I got was this with like some red. I'm like, who's this girl with red? That's not what I asked for.
That's tea money.
So that's some other chick. I don't know who the hell this girl is. So what upset me, and look, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, because I do the most sometimes. I do understand and respect what I work with sometimes. I'm a lot sometimes. Yeah. So check. I get it. Okay. So, but what I asked her to do was to give me this copper tone. And what she said to me when she started coloring my hair, I said, hey, I'm not going my blonde because for those of you who know me, I go blonde in the summer. So I'm like, I'm not doing blonde. She was like, oh, I'll fix it. And she's like, I just got to run out and get another color because, I thought you were doing your normal blonde. I'm like, okay. So when she came with the color, I said, well, why you have red? She said, well, the hair, the blonde and the red, so like yellow and red makes like this orange copper color. So I trust her. She's the artist. She's the creator. She was doing my hair for a while, so I know she knows what she's doing. However, I think girlfriend I don't know, she's tired for 2023 or she needed a break or she just left the color in too long. Mistakes happen. So, okay. But when I saw that it's red, I think what upset me is because I called her and I told her, I was like, this is not what I asked for. She's like, well, I could come fix it and I could color your hair, put some brown in it to take out these red highlights. However, I'm gonna have to charge you again. Okay, mic drop, record scratch. Like, what? Like, what? Charge me again. So I need to pay you again because you messed up my color and gave me something different than what I asked for. Like, why are you paying me again?
Okay, yeah, pause. Customer service.
Okay.
Excuse me. Customer service and retention of clients to make sure the client is happy.
Okay.
And especially if it doesn't happen often where we miscommunicate or, I'm not delivered what I asked for.
Yeah, especially Big Tipper Rivers, who's tipping you like
Big
hundreds.
Tipper Rivers.
Okay. Like, so.
Okay.
Don't treat Big Tipper Rivers like that because your tips will be slashed and demolished.
Big Tipper Rivers on Tipping the Scales. Big Tipper Rivers on Tipping the Scales.
Hey. Tania is... Okay, so this is so perfect.
So you was on one. Okay, yeah.
And actually, no, I am on one, not was. This shit is present right now. I'm on one, okay?
You're feeling it deeply.
Yeah. But this is so perfect. Like, what the perfect transition, because I was thinking about some folks who have recently been pissing me off. And I haven't used I can't think of one person. Let me just think before I say this again. Before I say this, let me give it some thought so I'm not lying.
Okay.
Because I don't like to lie. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this is right. I can't think of one person that I actually hate. Do you ever use the word hate? Is hate something that is in like your repertoire? Like, do you use hate? Do you hate anyone?
Okay, you're talking to rainbows and sunshine here.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love all of you.
But look, I had this epiphany the other day, and so it's crazy that you asking me because there was someone that I was not talking to, right? And I was so adamant about the time when I had stopped talking to that person.
Right.
Why'd I forget?
Huh?
I was like, hey, how you doing? Oh my God. And I thought when I went back to my car, I was like, I thought you weren't talking to him in my head or whatever. And yeah, I don't have hate. I don't do hate.
I don't hate.
I don't, it's not even, I can't even. I have tried to hate people.
I can strongly dislike your ass.
I've tried to hate exes.
I don't hate you.
What I do is forget you. So it's like, it's not even hate. It's just like you have no bearing on anything. So like I'm not moved. I'm not nothing. If you're in my space, most likely the people, if they are removed out of my life, it's just whatever. Like I'm sure they get a hint or whatever, but there's no hate. No T.
Yeah. I just, the reason why I asked.
Yeah, I was going to say, what made you think about
that? I was, how a song comes into your soul, your mind, your whole being. And I was going back to like old school, but it was a movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Ooh. And I was singing a song, humming it in the bathroom, like, it's a thin line between love and hate. Dun, dun, dun. It's a thin line between love and hate. So I had this song in my whole spirit this morning. So I was singing the song, humming in the bathroom, and I was laughing because how much yesterday I was like, oh, hey, boo. We're hugging it up. I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? I ain't seen you in a long time. And it was like, wear my hair braided. Shout out to Dom. Don't you worry, girl. Time to get this hair braided.
I'll see you next week, boo.
Unlike this one, you don't mess up. Okay? But I'm just saying. So anyway, I was thinking about how yesterday it was like, oh, hey, high fives, cookies, rainbow, sunshines. And then today, I was like a storm cloud came in and the relationship changed that quick because it got to a place where, I felt like I was being disrespected because when I asked her about, hey, what's the solve here? And she was like, well, it's a semi-permanent, so it will wash out over time. I'm like, thanks for saying that, but I don't want to keep having red hair until it washes out over time.
Right.
But I just thought about how fast, how friendly it was yesterday. Right. And then that thin line so quickly changed and I was ready to punch her in the face. And I'm not even a violent person, but it just made me so angry because she was like, well, you need to pay. And, I take care of this person. Like she does my hair at my house because I'm like, everyone knows I'm a little germaphobe, so I don't want to be in a whole shop. So I got like everything set up here that you need to do my hair. I try to make it easy for her. I send an Uber. So all she has to do is walk out her house and get into her Uber. I pay for her to get a car here and back. Plus I give a nice tip and I take care of you, buy her food. I want this to be a good experience for
absolutely
the both of us. Like
that's a Libra thing to do.
It's a win-win, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when I say to you, hey, I'm kind of dissatisfied with this color because it's not what I asked for.
Can you fix it?
Yes. I guess I didn't.
And you say,
please go on YouTube because so you guys can see Shay. I can't take her right now.
I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to role play.
But it's like, I said, like, are you kidding me? She kept cutting me off. I said, stop it. Stop cutting me. Because that is what's starting to, this fire is like rising in my belly. I'm like, stop freaking cutting me off. I listened to your whole diatribe of, she was going on about like, there's different color profile. I listened to all that shit that didn't make sense to me because I don't care. I just want the end result to be copper and not red. And I listened to her. So every time I talk, she would cut me off. And that is when my blood pressure was starting to go up to like 180 over my God. 110 or something. I don't know. Like I was pissed. So I calmed down and and then we got to a place. I three-wayed in, hey, Stacy, thank you for your help. I had to three-way in. I call her my therapist. It was like my good friend.
Wait, is Stacy the one who got you the cord?
Yes.
Stacy saved your ass twice.
3 times because I had to get it again because I needed the thing for today.
3 times.
So I call Stacy. I add her into the call because and that's a good tip though, tippers. When you are not getting through to someone that you're trying to communicate with, not too bad to bring in a third party, right?
Yeah.
So I add Stacy to the call. I said, Stacy, what am I missing? Please listen to her because Stacy knows her. She introduced us a gazillion years ago, and she did both of our hair yesterday. So Stacy comes in, she listens. She's like, hey, yeah, that's not what she asked for. You know, like she didn't want red. In fact, I was asking her, like, what you doing? Like, what are you doing with red hair? Like, where's your copper? And she was like, and she tried to explain the same thing to Stacy. Stacy also does hair. So Stacy was like, well, listen, how about we just bring in some browns and, you know, you fix it. She's like, yeah, okay. I told T that I would fix it, but she would need to pay for the color. And I said, I don't mind paying for the color, even though I shouldn't have to pay for the color either, but okay, fine. But the fact that she switched it up when I added Stacy to the call was mind blowing to me because she didn't say that to me initially, but that's okay. We got to the point. Okay.
Devil's advocate, maybe, especially when you're being criticized, you feel attacked, right? Or corrected. You could feel attacked, whether it's right or wrong.
Fine.
But as you continue to have the conversation and you start to hear and understand, maybe she changed her mind. And when Stacy was talking to her, that was her opportunity to say.
To fix it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what Stacy said. You guys will love each other. I can't wait for you guys to meet. So Stacy was like, okay, it's fine. Because I was like, well, that's not what you said the first time. You know, me, because I'm still on 10. And, you know, I had to come and you're very gradually. Yeah. And I'm very, when I'm pissed, I'm hyper focused on every single word you're saying. Right. Yeah. So Stacy's like, oh, okay, we're here. We're at this point. So you're going to come fix it. And what time? Okay. And we get to the place because I'm having a fight party tonight. Garcia and somebody else is fighting. And Stacy's like, well, you still coming over to the fight party? Like she tried to switch. And I was still hot. I didn't say a word. I'm just sitting here like, really? How about you just come fix my hair? Okay. So
and make sure Stacy's there when she fixes your hair as well.
Stacy is coming over tonight. But it just made me think like, how quickly has things just in an instant change from being like all hunky-dory, like, hey girl, hey, to I'm upset. But I know some people, I don't hate because I just don't feel like there's any place for hatred. And I can cut you off and move on and I don't hate you. And same. I'm also a person who, you know, like I get on 10 and then an hour later I calm down and I don't hold grudges. I'm just like, okay, goodbye. And I'll see you and I'm fine. Like I forgive you. I turn quick.
Same. Like I totally forgot. I was like, oh,
right. So that's right. That's who I am. I don't stay mad for too long. Like I'm real softy deep down inside anyway. So I don't hate you. Like even if you do something that hurt me, it's just not, I move on.
Right.
But there are people who I have spoken with and I'd love to, hear from you too, if this have been, your experiences. But I have spoken with individuals and they legit hate people. But I don't think it's possible for you to hate someone. Like it's like some type of connection between the love and hate, right? Like I think you love someone, or in order to hate someone, you have to care about them at some point because they upset you to some point that now you feel strongly, like you just strongly dislike this person or AKA hate. Yeah. But it's something there that it wasn't always that way, that you used to even probably love this person or had a care or a likeness for this person, because I doubt if they can make you feel that way if there wasn't some other type of connection prior to whatever the event or whatever happened to kind of change the tide.
Yeah, well, a lot of things go through my mind when I think about all of that you just said. So to unpack the stuff that I was thinking about is like, I think I have hated people in the past temporarily, like when it is fresh, when the wound
in that
is
moment
fresh.
Whenever happened. Yes.
Exactly. I felt like hate, and, also too, I think doing the constant work on yourself consistently allows that kind of strong feeling of hate, temporarily to fade over time.
Yeah.
And over time, it's just kind of like nothing. That's why I was saying like the transition is like the climax is hate immediately when I'm wounded or when something happens to me or a family member or someone I love. And then as you start to heal yourself, meditate, whatever it is, journal,
time in itself,
give perspective, understand humans, give people grace. It starts to fade away, and it's just nothing. Meaning, you could never give that same energy to that person ever again. You could never give them that power.
Yeah.
So I think that's the transition of me. If I've ever hated someone, it had to have been temporarily, in the moment for maybe a week or so, and then it's faded over time. And then it's also like, what is the act
Yeah.
that person did to cause the hate to last a long time? Now, there's egregious things that happen to people getting accused of things they didn't do and getting locked up for a long time, right? Getting
Yeah, that's
20 something years
oh
taken of your
my
life. I've
word.
heard many stories and I have friends
Oh,
that has happened to, but
yeah, it's
even they
hard.
don't hate because the time has passed and they had time to think about it.
And it
So
almost takes up too much space, right? Like,
yeah, it's too much
hold you
energy
back.
to hate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you kind of get to that place too, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but to those who do hate and hold on to that hate, I mean, I would just say, try and figure out how to let some of that go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not easy to forgive.
Yeah.
But forgiveness is definitely necessary in order to move on in a situation,
So important. Yes,
right?
Shay.
Closure for
Mm.
yourself and stuff like that. I think those are things that I think about when you
Yes, ma'am.
brought
Yeah.
that up. And I
Yeah.
had another thought, but I can't remember, but I'm sure I'll remember as we continue to talk. But yeah, that's what I think about when it comes to like that thin line of like, it might have been temporary that I've hated someone, but
Hmm.
then the steps
And over
taking to
time,
kind of, yeah,
that kind of like that transition from like, okay, that you were angry and then
yeah.
you were sad and whatever, but you got to the place of forgiveness. And I think the key too is forgiveness. But when I think about some things too, like, okay, could it be anything that could make me have such anger and resentment towards a person? And I think about just some children who are hurt by adults.
Uh-huh.
That strikes up something in me that takes me past like anything I can ever fathom.
Mhm.
Because I think about kids who have been molested or sexually abused or
Mhm.
physically abused by an adult, and these are powerless children that
Mhm.
adults take advantage of, and that is something that I think infuriates me.
Mhm.
And again, like to my earlier point, that has nothing to do with like something that I love or anything. That's just like I'm straight anger because I think
Mhm.
about things that are anger when I see kids, like when I hear stories about that. That
Mhm.
is something that really evokes some fire breathing dragon inside of me.
Absolutely.
So I know, perhaps, and it's still like forgive and like trying to not let a situation hold you back. Cause I have, a close friend of mine who actually, unfortunately was molested by a family member. And that's serious,
Mhm.
and, um, what she said was it had to take time. And no matter what, of course there was anger, for a very long time. But
Mhm.
over time, in order for her to get to where she needed to be for herself, that she had to forgive.
Yeah.
And when she first said that to
Unfortunately.
me, right? When she first said that to me, I was like, what?
I know.
But she said in order to move forward and not let that experience kept blocking her from the things that she needed to do in her life, that she had to forgive. But for a long time, it where she stayed was in that hate zone. But
Mhm.
over time she had to get out of it in order to move forward with her life. Yeah.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
that's the sucky part about being on the receiving end of something is that
Yeah.
no matter what happens to you, it's your job to fix it. It's your job to heal from it. It's your job to get healing. It's your job to get help. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have
Yeah.
been in this position anyway. So
For
that's like the
sure.
crazy part about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um Every time I keep looking at you, I keep thinking about my own darn glasses. I'm so jealous because, like, I'm so excited because I am getting my pair of glasses in the mail. I think tomorrow,
That's
tomorrow's or
exciting.
Monday, like next couple of days. But I'm just excited because it's a big deal, and I think when we talk about the things that are important to us, I think I need glasses to see, but there's so many different places, when you think about glasses, but I think what draws me to pair eyewear is the fact that they really want to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like the fact that over 200 million children worldwide need glasses, but
Yeah.
every time you buy a pair, they provide a pair of glasses to a child in need. Like that's a big deal,
It's
right?
huge.
So not only am I excited about how cool and stylish and how I can change all my frames on my glasses whenever I want to make it look like I got a new pair of glasses, I think that's the stuff that matters to me is that not only am I buying some bomb glasses, at the same time, it makes a difference, right?
Yep.
Like
And
that.
that's the organic part about tipping the scales is that that's exactly what we want to do too, is impact the world. And the
Yeah.
fact that we can partner with somebody who has that initiative is so fire. Like
So fire.
I love it. And the fact that they're also affordable. You can get your base frames for just $60, including the
Crazy.
prescription. You can
Major.
change out the magnet tops and you can
Crazy.
customize them, and they have over hundreds of styles. So it's just super exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. So, check it out yourself, guys. Like Shay and I we give tips. That's our thing. And we love to share things that are going on in our life that are positive and, but see it for yourself. Like go check them out. Like experiment with who you could be in 2023 with Pair. So go to paireyewear.com/tipping. Get your 15% discount. It's
Okay.
never hurt to get
On your
some
first
discounts.
pair. So
Okay.
super exciting.
Your first purchase, absolutely. So, and that's pair, PAIR, eyewear.com/tipping, TIPPING. What?
Big Tipper Rivers, okay? Big Tipper Rivers.
I can't even. Where did I even? Some of the things that come out of my mouth, I'm like,
I don't know either.
Tania, what are you doing?
And then I can't wait till after we're done recording and I text you and be like, dang, you was on fire today. Big Tipper Rivers.
Well, am I on fire because I'm saying dropping some dimes, or am I on fire because my damn hair is red?
You made me think about what's that movie? That series. It was Mockingjay. What is it? Remember? Oh, then we can't even think of it. When the girl on fire, her dress was on fire. Oh, I can't even think about it.
Yeah.
Mockingjay, Mockingbird. Some shit like
No,
that.
I feel
don't
like
even remember.
Firestarter. That was a good movie too. If you saw that. But
Poor
that's
man on fire.
But that's what I think about when I see my
woman on fire.
Bright red hair. But no, back to the thin line between love and hate. Did you see the movie? That was a good movie.
Martin Lawrence, like, come on,
right?
man. Come
It
on.
was so good. And what's the actress name who plays in that movie?
See, I was hoping you didn't ask me that because I don't.
Because she's so
I know her
good.
face, but I don't know her name.
First of all, she's beautiful, and she has aged beautifully over the years.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
You have to look that up. So because
the craziest thing is, I know her face, and I've never really known her name.
I know, but I know her face.
That's annoying.
And when you see her, you're like, oh, I know her. But she has aged beautifully because the line between love and hate was, when did that come out? Many moons ago. But she is so pretty.
1996.
1996. But for those of
Darnell Wright, who plays Martin Lawrence. And then, of course, Mia, who played Regina King, who played Mia, his actual boo. But then the actress who played Brandy,
yeah,
that was Lynn Whitfield.
Lynn Whitfield, you are the bomb, honey. I love her. But so you guys, if you've never seen it, like I think sometimes it's always good to go back to those oldies but goodies. But in the movie, Martin Lawrence had his own girl. He cheated for this exciting, like older woman who was gorgeous
and rich.
And she turned psycho on that ass. Like she starts stalking him and going crazy. And she went from like being totally loving him to like trying to take his ass out and kill him.
Well, remember what we just talked about is it was the act. So of course she didn't know that he had a woman. So when she found out and that he was lying and taking advantage of her, that's when it quickly went to hate. And she was not having that. And she was literally acting like you today.
I'm breathing fire. Yeah, but I probably won't. She was doing some very crazy things. I won't do any of that. But she was funny. But that's the thing, though. Like, especially with relationships, I think when it's good, you're feeling great. But when it's not great and things start to go down, let's say, a bad lane, then,
Yeah.
things go from great to like, talk about in an instant, it gets really bad really
Yeah.
fast. So I think it's something to be mindful of. And I wonder what can we do to allow ourselves not to allow people because I'm trying to like think about like now that it's 2023, it's a new year. We
Ain't
talk about
happening.
right.
Ain't happening.
You're negative behind up. I'm trying to say, how can I show up and be different this year with not letting people take me there? How like should I pause? Should I do some
You've been
meditation?
that way too long. It's not happening.
Yes, it can.
Okay.
I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I
Yes.
can do this. I can do it. I'm going to work hard at it. So how can I, tippers, hit me up, you know, check me out on Insta.
Because I have no faith.
Okay. How can I like seriously? So when people infuriate you or make you upset, what are some things you can do so that you don't go down that slope of being pissed off and them taking you out of your element? Because I do say this all the time. Here's what here on a serious note, I do mean this.
Okay.
We should not allow others to change the authenticity of who we are as people,
Okay.
right?
I rock with that.
So
Yep.
if you're generally, like me, a kind person, I assume positive intent, I want the best. But then when people do things intentionally to hurt me or do something to go against me for no reason or whatever reason they believe that they have,
Mm-hmm.
that's when things start to turn with me because you see like kind Tania is like, where's that girl? She just like dissipated. And you
Yeah.
get fiery red hair tea comes out. Right. But
And
I
red
don't
lip.
and a red lip. Today's more burgundy, but I
Yeah.
like all the families of red except for my hair. Maybe we should figure that your lips are red. Maybe I should just make your hair red too. But no, on a serious note, it's like, okay, I'm serious about this, Shay. I know you don't think I'm gonna do it, but I honestly want to try not to when people piss me off, I don't want to get angry back. Like I want to take the high road. Don't let them pull me down in the trenches with them.
Mm.
I intentionally want to be strategic about it this year and think of ways how I can show up and be different.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
We'll work on it. We'll have more chats about it on on our show.
Do you not have any suggestions for me? You always
I
have
do.
suggestions.
I do. Of course I do. I'm Dr. Love. You know what I'm saying? You know I got.
Well,
You know what I'm
Doc,
saying?
what's your advice?
Well, one, you have to work on manage your expectations of people, right?
Oh, I love that.
So, meaning,
Look at that, Doc. You be having some little nice gems. Okay. I like that. Manage your
right?
expectations.
Manage your expectations.
Yeah.
Look at the whole picture. Take inventory. Audit the situation. Audit the person,
Yeah.
and then make the decision. If you
I
can
like that.
practice that really quickly, it'll
Mhm.
help just
I like that.
understand
Yeah.
that person. I actually am not surprised that that person did that. Now, if you manage your expectations, then you know not to react to that because you actually expected it. So it was like, okay, well, there we go. So I just think that just practicing the exercise of like, what do you expect from people? Like when you go to Gucci, I know what you expect and they know what you expect, right? Queen Gucci.
Why she always
Okay.
be throwing? She is the queen of shade on the low low. She's like, I'm butterflies in the sunshine. I wouldn't hurt a fly. And then she's like, she'll give you an uppercut, and you don't even know to block your
That's
midsection.
that
You don't
Libra
think
shit
she's
though.
she don't you don't even know that the blow is coming, and then you get it, and you're like, wait a minute, did you just punch me?
You know what I'm saying? Like if you went to Gucci and you were like, sorry, this is not what I expected. This color is off. What are they going to say? T?
Right.
They're going to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, let's fix
Please
that.
let me go to
Rivers.
the. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no, you got to pay extra. There's none of that.
No.
Right? So that's the
Yeah.
expectation of that person. So it's just
Yeah.
like do an audit of everything,
Yeah.
you know, and be realistic and not hope and wish and pray for something more than what you know that person can give,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah, I like that because again, the best thing for me that I took out of that I think is so true is managing expectations. Why? because I have very, very high expectations. You
You
talk
do.
to my son, he's like, yo, growing up with that chick, she was, it was a lot. She has high expectations,
Right.
but I also have them of myself, right?
Yes.
I have high expectations. I was told that, in if someone in a relationship with me too, like, oh my God, like you have high expectations. It's
Yep.
because I have them of myself and I do have them of others, but
Mhm.
I have to continue to work on like understanding that that may not be the case for some people. See the people for who they are and don't expect anything more. Like, yeah,
Boom.
bam, mic drop.
Mic drop.
Okay. Well, what's up, tippers? Please continue to following Tipping the Scales wherever you get your podcasts. You know we love you, and it's just so fun. And it's a new year. And I was telling my personal trainer this morning because he's like, duh, you got podcasts. And I just wanted to like, is your muscles that big that it's clouding your brain? Because I told you about my podcast 1,000 times
Right.
already,
Right.
right? So please. So I showed him how to follow and whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know which episode to start. You guys have a lot. Like we have over 100 episodes, which is
Yes, we
crazy.
do.
But go check us out because it's a new year. But for last year, I mean, we had dropped so many good gems and had some many just
Amazing
amazing
guests. Like,
guests.
oh my God.
Yeah. So please go out and check our library out wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget, guys, go check out Pair Eyewear. They are freaking amazing. We can't speak any more highly of them than what we've done, but they have some really great glasses out there. So please go check out paireyewear.com. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.